Absolutely wonderful. Definitely top tier in my own collection. And we're back. Hi YouTube. Cole here at Kitschy Flower, and we're back with another Rushton related video. These seem to be the most popular videos on the channel, so thought I would lean in a little bit and do a updated Rushton collection. Plus, I'm actually going to be fessing up where I get the vintage plush. I know that's one of the most asked questions I get, so I'll spill some tea today and tell you where. The last time I did a collection haul, it's been quite some time. I can definitely say I've accumulated quite a bit more, and also I've sold some, to be completely honest. So we're gonna go in one by one, kind of give you maybe an idea if I remember where I found it. Nowadays, almost close to these one-off, if you're lucky you find one, if not, I mean, who knows the next time we're going to find one. So, you know, I will say they have gone up in value over the last few years, definitely. And I feel like they've kind of maybe tapered off a little bit. I feel like there are still some that are going for insane prices, but I don't think necessarily every single one is still. Quote me if I'm wrong. I guess enough rambling, let's get into it. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you are. Click the little notification button, whatever that thing's called, and make sure you like. All right, so I guess in keeping with when they came out, I'm definitely not going to have a great timeline of plush. I'm just gonna pretty much pull them wherever I can. But this one was Chubby Tubby, Rushton's first big hit. Hit the New York Toy Fair, I think in 1950, and they were kind of like the #1 best toy. And as you can see, he is quite large and in charge. These old Chubby Tubbies actually came in a bunch of different sizes. Some of them actually used to have wings. Those are even harder to find. And you can also find these half the size or even a quarter of the size. They're really fun, quite expressive. Of course, all of those hand-painted faces, done very delicate with the lashes, the little catch lights in the eyes. And what I love about him is he has the rubber hands and feet, which are some of my favorite. So this was Chubby Tubby, came out in 1950. So he's pretty oops, as I have one or two of them fall down. He's pretty large and in charge, and I know I've definitely shown him on my channel before. I think you actually saw me making the trip to actually find him. So we have a very large and in charge bunny, which I almost sold once upon a time, but I think I've just kind of decided to keep. Brought him along to a pop-up I did at Screaming Mimi's in New York last December, which I was kind of happy he didn't sell, because I was like, I'm not gonna find another one of these, especially for $1. I found him at an estate sale in Alabama, camped out at 3 a.m. for him. I ended up finding a ton of stuff for resale for the Etsy shop and whatnot. So if you're not following me on both of those, links in the bio, make sure you are for vintage toys. So anyways, he was definitely well worth the trip, as well as everything else I picked up. But yeah, I got her off of eBay for, I don't know, a pretty decent price, I guess. Close to retail, honestly, for this one. I was so desperate to finally find a bunny. And I think this was the first one I found. I also could be wrong. I have quite a few bunnies at this point. I think they seem to be the animal I pick up the most and keep. That's for sure. So she's really nice, has been completely restored, nice and clean. She was kind of dingy. With coming to restoration, since I do a lot of content related around them, I will only really fix them up if I feel like they need it. But I can be a little bit of a germaphobe when it comes to vintage plush. At times, I like things to be cleaned. And if I feel like, ooh, it's been sitting in a puddle for 50 years, I'm like, I kind of need to clean this. And that's kind of what got me into fixing up these old guys back in the day. But anyways, she's pretty fantastic. So my boyfriend actually found this one at a garage sale for like 25 bucks, which I will say is a pretty good price on one of these. She's in really nice shape. Again, this is an example where she was so great, I didn't have to really do anything besides wipe off her face. So definitely been stored wonderfully for the last 60 years. So I was like, okay, don't need to do anything to her. So that is her. I don't think she has a name. If anyone knows the names, please let me know in the comments. I collect so many toys at this point where I just, like, I know what kinds of toys they are, but like actually trying to figure out the names attached to those toys, I don't think my brain can handle that much. So if she has a name, let me know. I do know the names of these. This one is Zip, this one is Tip. Really cute little Rushton monkeys. I have quite a few of these. These are definitely the ones I will always sell just because I, you know, kind of have duplicates at this point. And they seem to be a little bit easier to find when it comes to the Rushton plush. I will say she's a little bit harder to find than him, but make a really great pair. And my mom got this one for me for Christmas one year. It didn't really do anything to her. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about some bunnies. This one actually has its own designated video for. I did a whole restoration video on this guy. I actually do believe I filmed the whole process of getting this one as well. I drove 4 hours to Nashville to an antique store for this guy. I only paid, gosh, I feel like I only paid like 20 or so bucks for him. I can't remember. It was definitely under 100. But definitely sun faded, had some wear to him. So completely restored his original coloring. Used my handy dandy watercolor method when it came to him, and still has this little carrot. I will say this is one of my absolute favorites. Still with the little wire in the ears. So next off, actually some of my most recent, where's her brother? Oh. Some of my most recent bunnies, my boyfriend actually got these for me in an auction. Got them for a pretty good price, if I do say so. But yeah, I did a full restoration on these. This one I did over on, I think, Instagram and TikTok. And then this one, I'm actually a little preview of a special project I'm going to be a part of. It's going to be actually a digital magazine. It's funny, I've actually found this one once before and actually sold her. Found the other one at another estate sale. I almost want to say that was in Alabama or like maybe North Georgia. I can't remember. It was really cool. I kind of regretted selling her when I did because I thought she was really cute. So my boyfriend was very nice to actually find me the pair since I told him that that was one I kind of regretted. Next off, let's see who we have. Oh, I think my very newest edition, which I will say this is maybe like top 3 favorite. It's going to be this Rushton rubber face elephant. Now this is an earlier one. He is in phenomenal shape. I will say the only thing I had to do to him was one of his ears had a few pop seams that his ear was kind of dangling a little bit. So I did go ahead and fix that and wiped off his face. But other than that, he is in phenomenal shape. I mean, his fur is so soft. It looks like he was really never played with. So got him offline, got him off eBay, and I know if I didn't immediately buy him, he would be instantly gone. And yeah, he's definitely a much more sought after Rushton plush, as opposed to maybe like, again, the little like rubber face monkeys, or I don't know, we'll show him next, but the little rubber face, he's a little bit more common, little snow baby. But the elephants are extremely hard to find. I think maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I tried to win one in an auction and completely lost. So this one was 10 times cuter and it was just meant to be. So one of my newest little favorites. Well, speaking of this little one, we have a snow baby Rushton. This was found in Georgia. Absolutely love this little guy. So sweet. I've been wanting one of these little like snow babies, and did a full resto on him. New stuffing, fluffed out. I can't remember. No, I didn't touch up his paint. I just kind of left it as is. Definitely, I think one of the later ones, if I am correct. more towards the 70s. I feel like some of their quality started kind of going downhill a little bit. Which, speaking of, we have probably the scariest thing. Not gonna lie, I'm not really attached to this one, but I won't sell it because I know my boyfriend would probably be mad, because he's, I think, attached to this one. But we have the E.T. doll that was done in the very early 80s. Unfortunately, the company really didn't live past the mid 80s, unfortunately, with Mary Rushton passing away, really kind of came to a close. But yeah, he is just, I don't know how to describe it. Just, they started making kind of lower quality plush as the years went on. I mean, these early guys were filled with a really high quality cotton, hand painted faces. And these were just a little bit, I guess, more mass produced. Still Rushton company, but they moved their factory over to Haiti, and that's when, you know, they really kind of, you know, started cutting corners, unfortunately. But again, really cool in toy history. E.T. Next off, I think we're gonna do this guy. I've had him for quite some time. We have a Rushton Valentine's Day kind of sad hound. Now, each year, Rushton would actually come out with like Valentine's Day additions to some of their already pre-existing plush. So he was one of those. Now, I don't know if I've actually seen him. No, I think I have. Never mind. I was going to say, I don't know if I've seen a different colorway of him, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a brown version of him. But he was really fun. I actually got him in a toy lot or a toy bundle many moons ago, when you could sometimes randomly find a Rushton rubber face in them. I guess you still definitely can, but good luck actually trying to attempt. And yes, I did a restoration on him. Really nice, really cute. Just a sad guy. Next off, Jack and Jill. Also, more of a recent find. These were also found at a garage sale. I think we paid, I actually don't remember how much we paid, but got them at a really nice price. Jack is in overall really great shape. Jill is too. I have cleaned these up a little bit, just really kind of fixed up maybe their little aprons. If they had some fraying, kind of fixed that a little bit. I believe she would have had a hat or a bonnet. Clock me if I'm wrong. But overall, really sweet shape. So do keep these for my own self. I have sold Jack quite a few times. Just really fun faces on these. The people like rubber faces by Rushton tend to be like a little bit less, sometimes a lot less valuable than some of the like more anthropomorphic animals. But usually you can find a set of these for probably like, honestly, I could see finding a set for like $1.50, which I know is still a lot for a stuffed animal. But these are a little bit more common and easy to come by, I will say. So next off, I actually got at an estate sale. I camped out for this one, even though knowing how much I paid for this, nobody else was going to buy it. Definitely worth more than I paid, but I will say definitely, as being a reseller and somebody who likes to find a deal, he was more than I usually pay on these guys. I will say in the earlier days, I've gotten pretty lucky at finding them for less. Nowadays, if it's one I really want, I just have to bite the bullet and kind of pay up, unfortunately, unless we can find it somewhere else for cheaper. But this one has been really fun. This one actually has a full-on restoration video, which I do believe did pretty well on Instagram. I think, like, oddly enough, this plush was the one that kind of like definitely gave my Instagram quite a bit of a boost. So next off, we have, I do love how ooky and spooky this one is. I don't think I have any other cat Rushtons. And these are like not Rushton, these are like other branded ones. But this one is a Rushton I did a restoration on many moons ago. Honestly, looking at its vest, I'm like, I could do such a better job than this. It's still a fun project I did. And videos, again, should be on TikTok and Instagram. Mom found this one actually in Tennessee, I do believe, and paid, I think, like 50 bucks for it. So definitely, you can definitely find this one. They do come up pretty often. Not the most expensive Rushton out there, so you know, if you're really after this guy, you can definitely find him. I did mention the Valentine's Day editions earlier. We do have two of the little Valentine's Day edition skunks. As you can see, one's in better shape than the other. Shout out Anna if you're out there. I was so excited to find this guy. Really fun. And turns out my boyfriend bought me one for Valentine's Day and was going to surprise me a month or so later. And it just turns out that we have two of them. I actually really love that one's in better shape than the other. You can actually see that there's, you know, a little bit of makeup and eyeshadow on this one, and this one has more of a clean girl aesthetic, I guess you could call it. Really fun. These, honestly, not the hardest to find. You can definitely find these out of all of the Valentine's Day Rushtons. I'd probably say these were the easiest to find, because I will say the Valentine's Day editions tend to be a little bit trickier to find. But, you know, I can say you can probably find one of these for like $150, which again, a lot for a stuffed animal. I totally get that, but considering some go for thousands, definitely on the lower end. The next one was actually a gift from my wonderful friend Nate over at My Vintage is 1976 on Instagram. Make sure you give him a follow. If you're ever curious about Pyrex, he is the go-to guy with vintage Pyrex knowledge, and he does a lot of cute kitsch as well. But cute little like rubber face plush. I do believe clean this one up. He needed new stuffing, I do believe. Yeah, really fun overall. I like that he's a tinier plush, and I know there was some like curiosity about if this one was a Rushton plush, but he definitely is. I've seen him in a Rushton ad, so doesn't have a tag, unfortunately, but if you see him, definitely pick him up. Next off is actually the only one that I'm not going to show that actually doesn't have a rubber face, but thought I would give it an honorable mention. We have a Rushton chick, only because he still has his original little hang tag. Really fun. My father gave this one to me. I love its like little terry cloth vest. Overall, really cute and nice and minty. I don't actually have any that still have their original little hang tag, so he was a first and is a keeper. All right, so next off we have Nelly Bell. So I had been wanting one of these. I'd either wanted the horse or the donkey. I'd still be down to find the donkey eventually. What I'm really after is the Rushton goat, which that one can go for a pretty penny. This one, I don't think I paid full retail. I think I probably paid about half of what they actually go for. I got him in a live sale by Michael Todd, Cult of Vintage. He's really fun. He's pretty much how I found him. I love anything with the rubber hoofs though, or the rubber feet. Always make me happy. This one is a winking Rushton skunk. He's a little bit harder to find than more of the typical like black and white version of that one. Found this one, I think in Florida, or headed to Florida at least. Really nice shape. Haven't done anything to this one. He is pretty minty, still with his little bow. I love how you can actually pose him a little bit. Really fun for displays. And my mom got this one for me for my birthday, so shout out mom. All right, so we have two left, and then I think we'll do an honorable mention. So this one is her name. Evidently mine doesn't new anymore. I actually had the like original like kind of normal brown colored one of her, sold it. Again, like if I didn't sell any of the Rushtons and just like kept them all, I would definitely have at least double the amount of them that I do now. But again, you know, they weren't as hard to find few years ago. Still like a little bit trickier, but yeah, now I know. Probably not gonna sell Rushtons unless like I'm not super in love with them or I have them already. So this one's a cute little lavender cow. Oddly enough, and I'm low-key ashamed to say this, I bought this off of Shop Goodwill and pretty much paid retail. I just really wanted a purple cow. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really love supporting Goodwill. So I wish I probably could have found her somewhere else, but really nobody else bid on it. I think maybe 1 or 2 other people did, but love her. All right, so probably one of my favorites, and probably definitely a harder to find one. Any of the aquatic life Rushton are a little bit harder to find. These were actually just sold at Marine Life back in the day. I do believe that's what it's called. I'll insert the vintage ad there. Originally there was this octopus. There was a whale and a fish. So this is the Valentine's Day edition. As we can see, I got this one off eBay, and I mean, considering he is in a little bit of wear and tear kind of shape, he has like a little nip out of his cheek, and he's not like completely minty. I haven't touched him at all. I don't plan on it. Partly reason why is because I know this red will bleed everywhere and get onto his underneath, and I would like just completely pop the seams and just redo him, but he has so much fur loss, like he's gonna lose a lot of fur. And I get that question a lot. Should I wash them if they have fur loss? You know, it's kind of like a base by base question, or case by case. You know, do it if you want. I mean, it's your own plush. Now, I'm gonna say if you're trying to resell it, you know, good luck on that one. Because if you do wash them with a lot of fur loss, they can lose a lot more fur, unfortunately. I will say that, like, now I can just tell that this one, with the amount of fur loss, he would do that. I'm not saying every plush that has a little bit of fur loss you can't wash. Again, it's just a case-by-case kind of thing. But he is absolutely wonderful. Definitely top tier in my own collection. Yeah, I love him. I've been wanting an octopus for ages, as soon as I started collecting these, and anything Valentine's Day themed, I just love. Easter and Valentine's are definitely my favorite holidays to decorate for, so he fits in perfect. Again, 2 honorable mentions. I don't believe you have to collect Rushton at all to collect rubber faces, obviously. I'm just a little bit more geared towards them with their, you know, detailed faces. So, you know, there are other wonderful brands who make them, which I'm about to show you too. I think everyone kind of has seen this one at this point. This is actually my logo, the Goond/Gun Devil. He is fantastic. He was one of my earlier ones. He actually is the one that got me back into collecting these again. Once upon a time when I was younger, I had a few of them, maybe when I was 16-ish, maybe a little younger. So I ended up selling them just because, like, I went to college, you know, I wasn't really collecting at that point. And so a couple years ago, I found him at a antique store, and I had always wanted this one. I actually had a few pictures of him saved in my phone for like the last couple of years, just for inspiration for like art projects and what have you. So to actually find him in the IRL for, I think I paid like $60 for him, which, if you know, you know, definitely worth a little bit more than $60. So I was very grateful to have found him. So big honorable mention. He's definitely high up in my favorites since he is my logo. And this one, it's not even a full rubber face. I just absolutely love this one. My mom got this one for me for Christmas. And oh my gosh, it's just very mod, very groovy with pink eyeshadow. I just love it. And I love a lamb. I will say the Rushton I have been on the hunt for years has been a Rushton lamb. There are a couple of different versions, but I'm definitely looking more at this one. I would love to find one. I would like not love to pay a couple grand for one. I will say they are one that definitely will have a bidding war on. Unfortunately, I will say when it comes to Rushton, kind of annoying about these. I think just kind of honestly like either really just annoying people, or maybe like kids will like bid these things up so high and then just like not pay for them. Like there was this one, I don't know if I can insert, but this one listing for this lamb, and it was like a couple days in, it was already at like, I don't know, 1,200, which, you know, some of them go for like easy for sure, especially if, you know, you don't see them a lot. It's like a cute little sleeping lamb. But then it got up to, I think, like 7 grand. And I'm like, okay, like if this doesn't get relisted, I will be very, very, very surprised. That's how you can kind of like clock to see if they actually paid for it, if it gets relisted like a day or so later, because a lot of people just like bid them up so other people can't bid, and then just like say, hey, I'm not paying for this, or I don't know how that works, because like in my account, like it kind of automatically comes out. So I don't know, people who do that, like honestly, kind of shame on you. Please don't do that. If you are trying to win these, you know, pay what you can. I get it, these are too fucking expensive for stuffed animals. I love them and I will like buy them, but I don't know, they are like 50 years to 70 years old at this point, so you know, they're only just probably gonna go up in value, especially if I keep making videos and other people keep making, you know, videos like this. You know, they'll probably, you know, get more traction, which is okay. I mean, I think a lot of people should really appreciate them. Shout out Mary Rushton and White, who were the designers of these plush back in the day. I did a full like toy history Insta/TikTok, so that should hopefully be somewhere here. But yeah, these were wonderful creations and little time capsules of yesterday's past. So I get why people buy them and like pay up for them, especially when you have like, you know, certain singers who really like them and kind of like show them in music videos, or if it's just, you know, somebody on, you know, social media doing an unboxing of them. You know, it's inevitable. They are very cute. Anything anthropomorphic and just really sweet, of course, that's why they are popular. But yeah, just do not bid things up if you're not going to pay for them, because that's just, I don't know. Karma's a bitch. JoJo said it. On the note of actually where I find them, as you've heard, kind of find them everywhere. Estate sales, antique stores, thrift stores. That's been a while since you found one. But it can be done. You know, I know someone who found or have talked to someone who has found a Rushton whale at the bins, which like, how does that happen? But it does. So you never know where you'll find one. Not saying you have to pay the like outrageous like eBay prices. You know, one might just stumble across in your lap. So, you know, keep out hope, manifest one, if you will. And yeah, if you are ever on the hunt for one, always check out my Etsy. I will say I always do my first dibs on vintage on Wednesdays over on Whatnot. Each week, I bring a couple of items, and whatever I found during the week or what have you, I will bring, and first dibs go on Whatnot. If it doesn't sell there, it will go on Etsy. So definitely always have some vintage toys, usually have a rubber face or two at least over there. So make sure you like and subscribe. Everything will be listed down below. If you have any knowledge on these, I would love to hear. I think it's, again, what makes the vintage world go round is knowledge and sharing the knowledge that you have. So I'm fully about spreading the love and knowledge for these. And yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day and see you in the next. Bye.